let's look at the introduction to Thomas Reid's Inquiry into the Human Mind on the Principles of Common Sense using this nice edition edited by Derek Brooks. Introduction, third paragraph. Wise men now agree, or ought to agree, in this, that there is but one way to the knowledge of nature's works, the way of observation and experiment. By our constitution, we have a strong propensity to trace particular facts and observations to general rules, and to apply such general rules to account for other effects, or to direct us in the production of them. This procedure of the understanding is familiar to every human creature in the common affairs of life, and it is the only way by which any real discovery in philosophy can be made. We ought to agree, we should agree and can agree, that the proper way of learning about the world is the way of observation and experiment. We human beings have a strong propensity to trace particular facts and observations to general rules. This is that very thing that so occupied the attentions of David Hume and various others. They call it the problem of induction. I prefer to call it the problem of X-beliefs for reasons I explain in other videos on this channel. At least until I come up with a better name than X-beliefs. We learn about the world by making observations of the particular things we've seen in the world. Well, by making observations and keeping track of the particular things we've observed. And we reason from these particular conclusions to general conclusions. We reason that in all our observations, things have happened in this way, therefore they always happen in this way. We get to general conclusions from particular observations. This is very proper. This is how we learn about the world. Reid describes it as a strong propensity to trace particular facts and observations to general rules. And also we have a propensity to put this into action in our own lives, to apply such general rules to account for other effects, or to direct us in the production of them. We live guided by this principle that we can reason about, that we can make general conclusions about regions of the world we've not experienced from what small particular regions we have experienced. This is the proper way to learn about the world. Now, of course, what Hume was wondering is, how do we know this? Hume didn't have a particularly good answer, except to say that we don't know it by reason, and it's a proper and useful thing to believe. But Hume didn't think it was knowledge. Reid is going to be different. Reid is going to think that this actually can be known, and he's going to explain how. But let's keep reading. We're getting ahead of ourselves. The man who first discovered that cold freezes water and that heat turns it into vapor proceeded on the same general principles and in the same method by which Newton discovered the law of gravitation and the properties of light. His regulae philosophandi are maxims of common sense and are practiced every day in common life, and he who philosophizes by other rules, either concerning the material system or concerning the mind, mistakes his aim. Common sense. Common sense. For a better understanding of which this book was written, and for a better understanding of Reid's analysis of which these videos are being made. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and try to get a perfect definition of common sense just yet. You might get that after going through the whole series. Common sense and empiricism are one. This seems to be Reid's point. The person who first discovered that cold freezes water, then heat turns it into vapor, proceeded on the same general principles and the same method by which Newton discovered laws of gravitation, etc., etc. Newton's principles, Newton's conclusions about science, Newton's scientific conclusions about the laws of nature are learned as maxims of common sense, which are practiced every day in common life. And that's the only way to learn about the world. Science, empiricism, knowledge from experience, it all depends on common sense. More on common sense in subsequent videos.